Hey everyone, just want to give a quick recap for Cycle 2, Week 6. We made it through our first 6 weeks, and a couple things to call out for new grammar. The mountains, I think probably one of the more challenging new grammar items as far as locating the mountains on the map. So I would just maybe encourage you to make sure your kids get time to practice those. I think they're probably one of the more challenging pieces of memory work we've had so far this year. Science, uh, the way the new grammar is presented is interesting. How do animals react to environmental change? That we always, it's a question. You always have to respond with an answer. Uh, and I honestly, right now, the response it's blank. I've drawn a blank. Christy was in our room and we played the CC memory work to prompt us for the response. But take a look at that, especially if your kids are in pursuing memory masters. The prompt, the response is unique. It's something like, in response to environmental change, animals will, and then adapt, migrate, hibernate. So it's just a little different than what I'm used to seeing. So that was new grammar. For science, we had two experiments. We had cover up and thick. So with cover up, the idea was to ponder, why do we have an eclipse? Why do we have these experiences with like a solar eclipse or partial eclipse when the moon is in view of the sun, but yet the moon is so small? So we just did a simple experiment using a desk lamp and a thumb like this. So we'd hold our thumb like so, and when your thumb is really close to your eye, you can't really see the lamp, but as you get further and further towards the lamp, you can then see the lamp. The lamp would represent the sun. So basically the idea was, the reason we have these eclipses is because the moon is so close to the earth, and at times when it's in when it comes across, when it's in the same line as the sun, that's what can cause the eclipse, and there's 2 to 5 of those per year. And the reason we don't see an eclipse caused by like Mercury is because Mercury is so far away from us. It's so little, it's really not going to block our view of the sun like the moon would, which is only like 250,000 miles away from us. So that was cover up. Then we did thick, which was a experiment where we looked at the impact of a thick atmosphere, and particularly with Venus, because it's made up of a lot of gases, not an inhabitable planet at all, and scientists can only see at best sometimes when they're looking into Venus, I guess from telescopes, they can only see at the most like a half mile in front of them. Everything is just it's the worst experience, I guess. Like when we think of fog, I try to have them relate to when it's foggy and it's sometimes it's hard to even see in front of you when you're like driving. That's what it'd be like when Venus all the time, because of the sulfuric acid and carbon dioxide that makes up most of the air in Venus's atmosphere. So we just had a piece of like wax paper and held a light behind it, and we just saw how the brightness of the light was impacted by the paper. Fine arts, we had our final project, so I tried to have them go back through their books and work through, in week 6, there's actually a review where we go through all the things that we learned about: elements of shape, mirror images, perspective, abstract, perspective. You go through all those things again, you can draw a final project. The kids did do some of that. I'm sure there's still an opportunity to go back into the book and do some more, whether it be in our class or when they take the book home or whenever. But that's what we did, and so that's kind of how we wrapped up week 6. So been a great 6 weeks so far. Don't forget to bring your tin whistle when we meet again in 2 weeks, and enjoy your week off. Thanks.